Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Sana Ansari and today we are going to cover one of the most frequently tested MRCOG Part 3 station, small for gestational age, SGA. Many candidates fail this station not because they don't know the guideline but because they become lost during history taking and forget important counseling points. So in today's video, I'll tell you how to structure your consultation, what questions to ask, important risk factors examiner expect, and how to explain SGA in simple language. Ultrasound surveillance, aspirin counseling, and timing of delivery. By the end of this video, you will have a ready-made template that you can use in your exam. So let's begin. First, start confidently with introduction and agenda. Hi, I'm Dr. Sana Ansari, one of the doctors in antenatal clinic today. May I confirm your name and age, please? How would you like me to call you? So I understand from your referral letter that there are some concerns regarding your baby's growth. Is that correct? What are your expectations from today's consultation? This is a very important phrase. Then you set the agenda. I'll ask you a few questions to know more about you and then we can make a safe, acceptable plan for you and your baby. Does that sound okay? Now, coming to the history taking, I'll be focusing on important points to be asked in history related to small for gestational age. History of IVF treatment. This is very important because IVF is a risk factor for small for gestational age. Then ask about last menstrual period. Were your periods regular? And did the dating scan correspond with your dates? To check that the dates are not wrong. Were all your blood tests done during pregnancy normal? So you are focusing on low PAPA levels, anemia, torch infections. Then about the scans. Have you ever had scan during pregnancy? You are looking for the baby's weight, the baby's growth, structural abnormalities, echogenic bowel. Then ask about the history of vaginal bleeding. Have you experienced any bleeding during pregnancy? In the previous obstetric history, if she has any live issues, you ask about history of small for gestational age, previous history of preeclampsia, stillbirth, and interval between the two pregnancies. In the medical history, what all comorbidities are important? Chronic hypertension, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, SLE, autoimmune disease, and Aplar syndrome. Then in the family history, you are looking for history of hypertension and growth restricted babies. In the drugs, you ask the history of aspirin use, allergies. In the personal and social history, important point is about the BMI, smoking, exercise, alcohol, and recreational drugs. Very important. Then always ask, were you or your partner born small? This point is frequently forgotten. It helps distinguish between constitutionally small or pathologically fetal growth restriction. Now comes the explanation part where you'll explain SGA or FGR. So if you're explaining SGA, your baby appears to be smaller than expected for this stage of pregnancy. We call it SGA, small for gestational age. Suppose if we compare 100 babies at the same stage of pregnancy, your baby's weight fall in the smallest 10. These are called SGA babies. Then pause and check the understanding. Now, if it is FGR station, then you have to tell the difference between SGA versus FGR. So, SGA, some babies are naturally small because their parents are small. In those situations, the blood flow and fluid around the baby is absolutely normal. But sometimes baby is small because the blood supply to the baby is compromised. This is called fetal growth restriction. Examiners love hearing this distinction. So there are many reasons for small babies. Tell her about her risk factors. For example, if there's history of smoking, excessive exercise, raised blood pressure, tell her about that. All these reasons they affect the blood flow to the baby. Now, if she has history of smoking, you will connect to NHS stop smoking services. Now, this was the explanation part. You tell her about how will you manage it. Since baby is small, it needs extra monitoring with ultrasound to check the baby's growth and blood flow to the baby. So if everything is normal, we'll monitor you every 2 weekly and deliver you at 37 weeks. If at any time there are some concerns or ultrasound, then we'll have to refer you to fetal medicine specialist. They'll do more frequent ultrasound monitoring and early delivery cesarean might also be planned. If this happens, we'll give you steroid injections for baby's lung maturity. So keep the explanation simple. Never turn the consultation into a fetal medicine lecture. Explain her about SGA FGR monitoring. and also explain her about the risk of recurrence and the need to start ecosprin early in the next pregnancy. Always finish with empathy. I understand this information may feel worrying. Important thing is we have identified the issue and we can monitor your baby closely. Many women with SGA babies go on to have a healthy outcome. Now to check the patient understanding, use these phrases to improve your communication. What are your expectations from today's consultation? Does that sound okay? Am I making sense so far? How do you feel about that? Do you have any questions or concerns? So, this was all about the SGA template. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share it with your colleagues preparing for the exam. Thank you for watching, and all the best for your MRCG preparation.